Hi, I'm Tony King, Vice President of U.S. Growth here at eXp Realty, and today I'm going to be walking you through one of the most powerful tools that we have for understanding the differences between an existing model and eXp Realty. And so I'm going to walk you through what we call our cost-benefit analysis for comparing brokerages or comparing models. So you'll go here, you'll click on this link here that says get your cost benefit analysis. From here, you can either select an individual agent or a team or brokerage. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select teams and brokerages for this example. Here you have a few different options. Now teams at eXp, so that you understand, every team leader is on a 16K cap. And what that means is agents and teams are on an 80-20 split. That caps is 16,000. And so that team leader is on a $16,000 cap, but that also allows them to be able to icon. And as an icon agent, they get their full $16,000 back in the form of eXp stock. And so they pay 16, they icon and they get their 16 back. And so that is the financial model. And then for a full cap team, that means all the team members are also on a $16,000 cap with eXp, meaning they can all icon, they can all get their $16,000 back. Now team members also though have an option to be on an $8,000 cap with eXp or a $4,000 cap with eXp, which we call a quarter cap team. And so that's what that looks like. And so you'll be able to decide if you're looking at your different financial modeling, how you want to structure it. Let's just start for simplicity purposes with a full cap team, and I'll show you how this looks. Now, this is currently in the beta phase. Of course, if you have your own numbers, you have your own spreadsheet, you track your own data and production numbers and things like that, you can go ahead and just upload that here. It's in beta mode. By the time that you're watching this video, it may actually be active, or we may still be tinkering with it. And so looking for your feedback on that. But let's just go with the traditional way of filling this out, which is going to be manually just inputting the numbers for the team leader and for the team members. And so let's say, for example, the team leader's production is going to be 10 units sold, and let's put them at also $10 million. Okay, again, we're just looking at standard math here for the purposes of simplicity. Let's say they're at 3% commission. That means that that team leader or GCI is at $300,000 in gross commission income. Okay, and then from there, they're going to go in and add their team members. And in this scenario, let's say that they have 10 team members. How many did we add? We added 8. Let's add a couple more here. That gives us 10. So we have agent 1, and of course you can put your agent's individual names in here. For the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it at agent 1 as the name, but let's give everyone similarly 10 units for each one, just for the sake of simple math. 10 to 10. Now what we're doing here is we are actually just inputting the current, let's say over the last 12-month production income, right? And so that's the idea of what you're inputting here. And then what we're going to be able to do is not only look at the production data, but also, this is where it gets exciting, looking at the full picture of what your business looks like, where it currently sits. And so we've put in 10 units, and then let's also say that they are at 10 million, right? So similar to the team leader, everybody's super successful on this team. And let's do this, 10, 10, 10. And we're all doing 10 million here, okay? All right, and so you're able to see what this model looks like for a team of this size, 10 agents all doing 10 million in volume, and they've all got 3%. Okay. Now you can also indicate here the different splits with the team members. And so what we have modeling here is that each team member is paying a 25% split to the team leader. And so you can adjust that here. Let's say agent 1 is on a 50-50 split, or maybe they're on a 80 or 85-15 or 90-10 split, doesn't matter. But you can input that here, and for each one of those agents, whatever their split is with you, you can also indicate that here. All right. Now, the next piece that we want to look at is going to be your current, actually, I'll tell you what, let's start with the additional revenue streams, all right? So as we look at additional revenue streams, sometimes team leaders will charge maybe a transaction fee, or they have different coaching income, or maybe they're charging rent or lease for desk leases, things like that. You can input those things here, and then you can also apply those if you want to continue to receive that income on the eXp side. So for this scenario, we're not going to say say that there's any additional income streams. We're going to keep it straight up, but just know that if you are receiving any sort of additional revenue, could be also maybe from a lender partner or something like that that's leasing a desk, whatever it looks like, you can input those resources, that revenue source here, and you can also carry that through so it looks like a true apples to apples on the other side. All right. Now, this is where it gets exciting, because we're actually going to show you not just sort of the gross numbers, but we're going to look at net, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And that's why we call this a cost benefit analysis on what it looks like to come to EXP. Because not only do you have income, not only do you have production where you are, but you also do have expenses, right? And so you got expenses as well. And so you're able to indicate that here, what your expenses look like. Let's input that here. All right, and so we also have expenses. So when you look at it, how much are you right now paying to your brokerage in the form of your split and your franchise fees and all of the other stuff that you may be paying to your existing brokerage, the existing model that you're a part of. Okay, and so in this scenario, let's say they're paying, let's just say $75,000. Okay, to their existing brokerage. And so that's not an uncommon feature, especially if you're on an uncapped model and there's no cap going on. And so this is how much you'd be paying to your existing model. I won't put any names out there, right? And so we see that. And then also let's look at how much are you paying right now to lease your existing space. If you have a brick and mortar, you got a mortgage, or you have a lease or something like that you're paying, how much are you paying on an annual basis? And so let's say that you've got $2,000 a month. So let's say you've got $24,000 for the year in your rent or your to lease your office. Let's say also that you're paying maybe $500 a month for your CRM. So you've got $6,000 in expenses there for your CRM. What other tech are you providing? So other tech pieces, whether that could be document signature software or whatever it looks like, additional tech stack stuff that you're providing. Let's put that maybe another $5,000. Now this is where it's cool, because for each one of these things, maybe you have office overhead. How much are you paying right now for toilet paper and coffee filters and all that fun stuff, right? Let's say maybe that's another $1,500 here, and so on and so forth. Marketing, maybe you're paying for your own Canva membership. Maybe you're buying Canva for all your agents, so they all have memberships and things like that. So let's put that at maybe another $1,000 again. And you sort of go through and add all of these expenses. You can add additional categories. But this is where it gets exciting, because you can also indicate whether or not you want to keep this expense or just use the EXP solution. And so one of the awesome things here is that the default is that now you don't have to pay for those things anymore, because each and every single one of these categories, we have the ability to be able to offload most, if not all, of these expenses that you're right now incurring. And then you hover over this eye bubble and it should show you what our solution is and how our solution works. And so that's a really cool opportunity to sort of get rid of some of these expenses. And so, for example, this rent or office leasing space, right now you're paying $24,000 a year, but you could use our Regus solutions. And so we have a Regus partnership, for example, and you and all your agents can access any Regus space on the entire planet. It's a really cool co-working environment where you can go, you can network, meetings, coffee, Wi-Fi, the whole thing. And so now that's an expense you no longer have to incur. Now you can, if you want to keep your office, boom, we just click this button that says keep this expense. And if you don't want to keep it, if you want to learn more, you want to leverage the EXP solution that we provide for you, that expense, poof, goes away. And so the same thing goes with CRM. You can keep paying for a CRM. You can keep paying $6,000 or $10,000, however much you're paying every single year for your CRM, or you can use the EXP solution that's included. You get to choose from 3 different CRMs. You and all your agents get to choose from 3 incredible CRMs. And again, it's covered just under the cost of being an EXP agent. And so these are things that are provided for you. And so you decide how you want to sort of go about that. And then when you're ready, you're going to click this little button down here that says generate your EXP analysis, or you can save for later. Again, if you've got a bunch of agents, you may not have time, or the phone rang, whatever it is, you can save for later. You just set up an account And we'll do that. And so boom, click the button and it shows you what the difference is going to be model-wise between where you currently are and versus the EXP model. And so as you can see here, the total difference with EXP to your pocket as that team leader, you are looking at an additional almost $150,000 in your pocket if you were to switch models to the EXP platform. And so this is the power of this. We can expand and show you where everything comes from. So we're not just making numbers up. You can see here what your earnings are. You can also see the expenses and what the breakdown is. And now you no longer have these things. So we've subtracted the $24,000 for rent. We've subtracted the $6,000 for that. Now, again, if we had indicated that you want to keep these expenses, that would be reflective here that you still have these expenses. But in our scenario, we're going to use the EXP platform solution for all of them. And you can see what your net income looks like. You can also see what your splits are with your team, where all the revenue is coming from, how many agents that you have capped, and then some of these fees as well are capped. And so if you're a broker owner, how much are you paying right now in E&O, right? If you're paying more than $750 in E&O, you're going to do much better at EXP because our E&O, aka risk management, is going to cap at $750 for the entire year. Once you paid in $750, you are done. And so that's an example of what that looks like here versus maybe you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars in E&O all by itself. And that's going to be a huge cost savings for you to look at what that looks like. And we're also going to model out what your revenue share would be. Now, of course, this is going to assume or presume that everyone is on your level 1 revenue share. Obviously, you can gamify that if you want with the rev share calculator. And so not to get into the weeds with this thing regarding rev share, if you want more information on that, get back with the person that shared this link with you. We can talk all about revenue share and how stacking works and sort of what levels people go on and all that fun stuff. But this just assumes or presumes, I should say, that every person that you bring in, all these 10 agents on your team are going to be your level 1. So your revenue share in this scenario, what that looks like in terms of that, how much stock we're going to be awarding you as well, and all of these things. So that's significant in terms of how we're able to really give you a side-by-side comparison. Obviously, in this scenario, you are going to be an icon agent as well. That's what this little this little icon here means. The icon that says icon. That's what that means here. And so what icon means, remember, you pay 16 into EXP, and then we give you $16,000 back as an icon agent. So effectively, you are at a zero cost basis to be at EXP. And then it has a breakdown as well for all of your agents and what their scenarios will look like respectively. And then you can click this button that we really love here. If you want to see how the model, the EXP model, impacts every single one of these agents, you can see that. Now, granted, we just assumed everyone is operating the same, 10 agents at $10 million for just math purposes. But if everyone is different, like it probably is in real life, not everyone's at the same production level, you may want to see how does this impact Johnny versus Susie. And you can click this button and it will give you the breakdown. You can see Johnny versus Susie versus Tommy versus James. And you can see what it will look like and whether or not they're going to be a capper and or an icon agent under the EXP model. How much of their money are they going to get back? Are they going to be at 100% commission with EXP? So this is just a really quick video, again, just to share with you how to use this powerful tool. And again, we assume that everyone's going to be on a full cap, meaning 16,000 so they can icon. If you want your team members to be on a half cap model or even a quarter cap model, you can simply just select this, and then all the numbers will reflect that as well, that your agents are on a $4,000 cap with EXP versus what ours look like. Doesn't change your splits, because of course your splits are whatever your splits that you've decided with your agents. However, it does indicate the model change as it pertains to EXP. So hopefully this helps. Again, if you have questions, concerns, thoughts, please don't hesitate to reach out. You should see a link as well here that you can always reach out to myself or to the growth team here at EXP, and we're more than happy to go into details with you. One final piece, obviously I forgot to mention, of course, is that you can download this report for yourself. You just simply put your name in here, put your email address, as well. If someone referred this to you or someone asked you to fill this tool out, you can click this and just indicate their name here, and that person will be notified. They won't get this report, okay, so don't worry, it's not confidential, but they will be notified that you have filled it out, right? And so that you may want to get back with them to follow up and sort of finish the conversation or set up a call with one of the growth leaders or the finance team. So hopefully this helps. Again, if you have questions, concerns, we are more than happy to help. Hey, listen, welcome to EXP. This is where the pros go to grow, and this is the tool that you can use to see your path towards that growth. All right, have a great day.